So what gives me satisfaction in search and rescue, there's several things, and one is connecting with a team and working together. You can't replace that in any other way. The second is when you're actually helping somebody, you're in the field or you're involved in a search or a rescue, and you find the subject, you assist that subject, you help get them out of a situation they couldn't get out of by themselves. It's very satisfying. And then doing that with a group of people, it's a really rewarding time.
The team is such an important part of your life, and the camaraderie and the rewards of seeing someone come out of the field when, you know, a patient or whatever it may be, when they didn't expect to come out of the field. And I think it gives you kind of a unique perspective on how rewarding it can be to be on search and rescue team when you've been fully involved.
I've always liked doing community volunteer work, and this here was an opportunity to do something that I felt that would be beneficial to the community. And it branched out to other areas where we brought in a program called Hug a Tree. And that gave me the opportunity to speak with a lot of children, in fact, over 26,000 children. Hug a Tree is a program designed specifically for the ages of 5 to 12, meaning that if you're lost or even think you're lost, to stay put wherever you are. And we talked about what animals are out there and how you can scare them away.
It's a fantastic feeling when you see the people and the parents or whoever came up and they were all in grief and they looked grim and everything else. Then you find a guy and you bring him back, and you just experience that feeling when the eyes light up, and you know, some of them they get hugged, and you really know what you were doing that night.
I climb myself personally with my friends, but what we do on the team, the rescue team, is different. It's organized, it's almost paramilitary, which is good because it keeps us safe when we're out there in the environments that we're in. And it's social. We had a lot of social interaction, and we're getting better at it.
We had a call out where 3 little kids hadn't come home from Mount Seymour. I forget how they got up there. I forget whether it was a school group or whether their parents took them up there, but nevertheless they were lost, and it was night time and foul weather up on Mount Seymour, and I think their ages ranged from something like 5 to 8. So when you start going to look for them, you know that they're probably terrified. They may have been injured. They're probably thinking a bear's going to come out of the bush and swallow them. And when you actually find those little kids halfway down the mountain, the feeling is fantastic. So it made everything worthwhile.
Personally, for myself, it's always been about giving back to the community, and that's for a lot of people, everybody else that I know, it's all about giving back to the community. And at the same time, what I've gotten from that is I've become very good friends with a lot of the people on the team that joined in that time frame that I joined, and we're good personal friends.
You know, it seems like a big sacrifice to give, you know, your time and your energy to this, and we see a lot of stuff too, so there is like that emotional toll as well. But, you know, you get it back in dividends too. Just working with patients and being able to help them in their time of need is one aspect, but another one that was quite surprising was just, you know, you walk into a family too. Like, the team really becomes an extension of your family, and the support that you get from them is also a reward in itself. And it wasn't something I was expecting to receive, and I'm just so grateful for that too.
People say, oh, that's so good of you, you're volunteering, you're giving. At times I feel almost guilty. I feel it's selfish, but it really aligns well. I mean, I like being out in the mountains doing stuff. And there's really something special about being out in places in the middle of the night, hiking on trails, sometimes in the watershed where people aren't supposed to be, but we have to go get subjects there. it's almost like a sacrilege. It's just a beautiful place to be. And if I can align my enjoyment in doing it with perhaps helping people, then maybe it's win-win.
The training is awesome. It's great because it's a great opportunity to just work with the team and get to spend time with, kind of your second family. But then it's also really nice to take out when you're going out with your friends and just sort of the confidence that they have in you as well.
It takes a commitment, takes an understanding employer, but it has been rewarding, and I've always enjoyed it. And it was kind of my first exposure to community volunteer service, and I've always been, since then, very involved in different volunteer organizations and community service, and don't regret it.
When you meet the family of a lost child and you're able to bring that kid back to them and see the parents' eyes well up, or even just the look on people's face when you come around the corner and they've got a broken femur and they see that there's somebody there that's going to help them, it's incredible. The camaraderie between all the rescuers. Like, we go to a pub or go somewhere after a rescue, and it's just like everybody's walking on sunshine. Everybody's just so happy, so elated. It's just a great experience, and great people.
Being able to spend some time with the person you rescued, like you've got, maybe you hike them out for 2 hours or 12 hours. They've got a lot of time to thank you, and a lot of them are very thankful, and you get to make an instant difference in somebody's life. There's a lot of people doing really good volunteer work that never really get that kind of satisfaction, I don't think. But we're lucky in that we can make that immediate difference and be with them and get the thanks, the hugs, and see the difference it makes to the family. So that's very rewarding. And then for me, even bigger part is just being part of such a good organization, and the people that are in it, is being able to be part of that team and work with such great individuals is really rewarding.
After being a member of North Shore Rescue for 45 odd years, I would like to suggest that everybody who has a desire to help some of their fellow outdoor enthusiasts, that they should consider joining North Shore Rescue. It's a big commitment, but the level of satisfaction, if they can make the work-life balance and the training commitment work for them, and that's not easy between employment, because you're called out at strange hours and so on. If they can make that work, they will find that they get an enormous amount of personal satisfaction, and that alone makes it all worthwhile.